Streets blocked off right now downtown. It's happening in the 300 block of Southwest Morrison between Alder and Morrison. That's where KOIN Local 6 anchor, my co-anchor Chad Carter joins us live with the latest. Chad.
Alexis, we've got Sergeant Pete Simpson with us right now. Let's go ahead and just listen live with an update.
Alive or was he dead?
Our CERT team members were able to get up on the roof and, using ladders from the Fire Bureau, access the area where the subject was located. It was up on top of an elevator shaft, so very concealed from view from the officers. We have confirmed the subject is deceased. The officers responded here around 3:15 this morning on a call from a man who said he had committed a robbery. He was on the roof of this parking garage and was going to jump. Officers did get here, and at some point during their conversation, they called for crisis negotiators to respond. They were en route. After that, some exchange happened of gunfire. Excuse me, not an exchange of gunfire. Two officers fired at the subject, and then he dropped out of sight. Our CERT team has determined again that he is deceased and the person is armed with a weapon.
So you said gunshots. Does that mean he fired at the officers?
No. Two officers fired at the subject. He went down out of sight and has been found deceased, and he's armed with a weapon.
How many shots did they fire?
Don't know yet. That'll be part of the investigation that's ongoing. Our detectives now from Homicide Division are here. As is standard protocol, they do all of our officer-involved shootings. They're just beginning their initial investigation, so it will be several hours for them to work through all the details.
What kind of weapon and what kind of threat was made?
I can't get into specifics about types of weapons and any threats that were made. That'll be part of the investigation to determine what exactly the entire process was, what things were said, what actions were taken. It'll be a lengthy, thorough investigation.
Why was the weapon used up there?
The original call here again was a man called saying he was suicidal. He had done a robbery in downtown Portland and was on the roof of the parking garage.
Have you confirmed a robbery here in downtown?
That'll be part of the investigation. We're trying to determine if, in fact, that is a legitimate thing that happened, that he called on something he did, or it may be an unreported. We're still looking.
Did he open fire at the officers?
He did not fire at officers.
Was he on the ledge, or was he close?
Took his own life, or that it's the bullets from the officers that?
That's part of the investigation, too. They will look at all possibilities.
Did they try and talk him away? I mean, you say crisis negotiators were on the way, but what were they actively trying to do to prevent something?
Well, officers were engaged in a conversation with him for a period of time. I don't know how long, don't know what types of things were being said, but at some point they asked for the assistance of crisis negotiators. Oftentimes in calls with people who are threatening suicide, our initial officers, all police officers, are trained in basic crisis negotiations and able to talk with people and get people help. At some point in lengthy conversations, they may call for our crisis negotiators, which have a higher level of expertise, and depending on the circumstances. So again, at some point this morning that happened. We do know that they did call, and it was a period of time after that when the shots were fired.
How did you actually get to this guy if he was on top of the elevator shaft? Did you use some of that equipment we talked about with the bomb squad, or was it a physical person that got up there?
My understanding is that our tactical team went up on the roof, was able to make an approach to the area and used ladders to get up and get eyes on the person. I don't know what other specific equipment they may have used prior to that to feel confident enough that they could climb up there safely. From what I understand, though, it's a very difficult place to see. You cannot see it from ground level. You have to get up and above it. And this is the top floor of a building, so it presented a number of challenges.
How much longer do you expect the streets to reopen?
This is a smart park. I don't know if the city owns it or it's not really something I know.
Age on the victim?
I don't.
How much longer until you expect the streets to be reopened?
3rd Avenue is going to be closed for a little while longer until we get everything repositioned. The parking garage itself, for now, will be shut down completely, so people who use this garage for their daily parking for work should look for alternatives. They'll look to reopen it as soon as they can, but again, the preservation of the crime scene is primary, and the investigation is going to supersede opening a parking garage.
What about matches?
Well, there you have it, live from Sergeant Pete Simpson with the Portland Police Bureau, talking about the situation that's been going on here all morning long. And you heard Southwest 3rd is going to be closed for quite some time. We're, of course, going to work to get more information for you throughout the morning. And as you heard, the Smart Park, if this is a part of your daily commute or you park here normally for work, that will be unavailable to you for quite some time. We'll have more throughout the morning and, of course, on Coin Local 6 at noon. Reporting for you live from Southwest Portland, Chad Carter, Coin Local 6.
Chad,